This is the Renaissance Men podcast. It's time to go big or go home. Now, here is your host, Stuart Garrett.
Ba-da-bum. Good evening and welcome to episode 213 of the Renaissance Men podcast. I am your host, as always, Stuart Garrett, and joining me is my good friend, my good brother from another mother. It's Jimmy the Sainter.
Hey! Did my children play?
They played. You might not.
I didn't hear them. I don't hear them. You heard them. I didn't hear the music. I was dancing to nothing as usual. My laptop's doing funny things because I'm inept. Stu, we are here back. It is 2025.
Yes, it is 2025. That was a year in Back to the Future 2, wasn't it? That's when Marty goes forward to 2024.
Yeah.
2025, didn't he? We don't.
He
we haven't
does,
got flying cards. No flying cars. No hoverboards. No. What else is in there? Shoelaces that tie themselves. Self-drying jackets. None of that.
We've got
absolute bobbins, that film.
We've got the massive TV screen where you can talk to people.
Yeah,
there's that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, really. Who's president? Is it Biff? We've sort of got that.
We do. Yeah. Biff from alternate 1985 was very much Trump-esque, isn't he? Really, when he goes back to the skewed Hill Valley and Biff's taken on all his power. It's got Trump Tower, Biff Towers. It's Donald Trump, isn't it? Holy shit!
Yeah,
I've never never knew that. But anyway,
that's
Back to the Future 2. This is 2025. Jimmy the Saint. Enough of that. How are you?
I'm great, Stu. I'm really happy. 2025 has started off with a bang.
Yes. Cheers to that. Here's to 2025. How was your Christmas, my friend?
I mean, when I say with a bang, it was a failed suicide attempt with a gun. How was Christmas? Do you know what? I had some lovely moments over Christmas, but the highlight, Stu, had to be Carols on the Key. Carols on the Key. Me and my good friend Lee Baker, never listener of the show, he and I went to a place near us where everyone from the village comes out into the street to sing carols together on the 22nd of December, I think it was. And it's run by the local pub and the landlord of the pub. And what's really weird is the juxtaposition of him and the carols. So they have a brass band and everything, like they really go all out. And he stands up on a table on the riverbank, and Wivenhoe is across the river.
Yes.
And there's this rivalry between these two villages. And he gets up and he's got like a fag and a red wine. He's like, "Happy Christmas, everyone!" They're like, "Yay!" And he's like, "I've heard that Wivenhoe are having carols as well." And they're like, "Boo! No, we're much louder, aren't we? Yeah, so let's sing it. Let's go." And the band start playing. It's like, "Little donkey, little." And it's just, it's so subdued, all the singing.
Yeah.
Little town of Bethlehem. And it gets in, he goes, yes! Everyone cheers like we've scored a goal. It was brilliant.
That is interesting. You've got that juxtaposition of what feels like a right-wing march and celebrating the birth of Christ. Lovely.
Yeah, it's very
bizarre.
Stuff. But it was good. It was good fun. What about yourself?
Did much mulled wine flow that evening?
No, cherry beer flowed. 8% cherry beer. Yeah, it's quite a strongy.
Holy moly. Do you know what? You asked how my Christmas was, and thank you for that. For our Christmas meal, we were given little like complimentary mulled wine. I've never had mulled wine before. It was my first sample of mulled wine, and it was lovely. Absolute lovely. What a sheltered life I've lived.
It's so not sheltered. I don't want to say sheltered, but I imagine there's lots of things you haven't tried.
Yes. Lots of stuff. Were you setting me up for a gag?
Yeah. No, not at all. But maybe a new bit, a new bi-weekly bit
Oh,
where we
yes.
give you a food or a drink that you've never tried before.
Yeah, well, we did try and set something up, didn't we? You were going to try those vagina flavored crisps, but that sadly
Yeah, we
didn't come
couldn't
to
get.
pass.
We couldn't get hold of them.
There was a run on those. We couldn't get hold of them. Stocks were flying out off the shelves, and we were considering Jimmy Taste,
Oh,
a Jimmy Taste
yeah.
section.
Jimmy
but-
Taste and the vagina crisp. Yeah, those bags were being
Mm.
fingered. I want to say fingered.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Other than that, my Christmas was fairly standard, Jimmy, to be honest. It was lovely. I worked a lot of it just to remove myself from the chaos of Christmas and, you know, coming together of families, which, quite frankly, isn't my bag. So, yeah, I spent most of it working at Her Majesty's pleasure, fighting the good fight, as you all celebrated with your loved ones. Or not. There may be some people who weren't, but, you know.
I was
Right.
lucky. I celebrated with my little ones due to
Lovely stuff.
a errant sick bug.
Oh, lovely.
So that was nice.
Happy
It's always
days.
nice when a sick bug can bring families together.
Yeah.
But Stu, just before we go on to Christmas, I mean, I'm loving this idea of Stu tries.
Okay.
Is there any food or drink that you've never tried that you think I'd like to try at some point?
Well, I haven't tried any of your exotic meats like, you know, your gator, your I don't know, ostrich,
Yeah. Okay.
oysters. It's funny enough, coming from the land of the oyster, I've never tried an oyster.
Interesting.
I know.
Right, that's something we're doing.
Okay, fair play.
They're gross.
Yeah, it's why I haven't tried to taste them, to be honest. There's reasons why I
get-
don't taste these things.
I'm going to get some for Royal Rumble night, and we'll try some.
We'll
do
do
a
that.
separate video on
Yeah,
that.
we'll slip 30 oysters down our throats as each entrant enters the Rumble. How about that?
Do you like seafood?
No, hate it.
Excellent.
Well, I like
oysters. The worst.
I like cod and chips. Is that seafood? Can we consider cod and chips?
Not the chips, but the cod. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine then. Yeah. Can you get battered? Can we batter the oysters?
Do you know what?
Someone's done that, surely.
Yes. In America, they batter oysters all the time, and they put them in sandwiches. I think like called po' boys or something, and they look delicious. I'd happily have a battered oyster, but it tastes like just drinking seawater.
What?
Water. It's gross.
Mm.
You know when you're swimming in the sea. Sorry, I'll take that back. You can't swim. You know when you're jumping around it. Do you go in the sea? Have you been in the sea, Stu? Is that something you can do?
I try not to. I have. My feet have been in it. Yeah.
You ever had a mouthful of water and you go?
Yes. Yeah.
That's an oyster.
Lovely. Also, as an aside, battering the oyster sounds like something completely different, doesn't it? It really does.
Yeah, it goes back to those vagina crisps.
Yes, it does. What the hell were we talking about? Oh yeah, oysters.
Christmas.
Well, Christmas. That's pretty much it, really. It's a new year, another year for the Renaissance Men. Year 11. We're into our 11th year of doing this, Bobbins. So long may it continue, I guess. And Happy New Year, and I hope all of our listeners have had a lovely Christmas. And speaking of our listeners and viewers, let's have a look in the chat, because DRB has joined us. Hello, DRB. Look at him. Look at his picture there. Looking very suave. DRB looking very suave. I've got some DRB news for you later on. It's like bird news, but with more DRB. It's good news. He's the boy's doing some stuff. Lizzie behind him. Yeah, that's Lizzie. We speculated that Lizzie might have been punched because her face is kind of flapping backwards. Yeah, there's
Canadian.
Yeah, there's definitely
a big flappy head like a Canadian.
Yeah, a prominent flap there. Lizzie's prominent flap. So there we go. Yeah, that's pretty much us over the last. It's been a while since we've recorded. So
well, we've got a lot to talk about, but
we do.
We've got a lot to talk about. So.
And we don't want to waste our chat on Christmas and guff like that. Before we move on, let me just as always, let you know how you can support the show by just bringing up this overlay. There we go. Of course, you're watching us on YouTube, so please do like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you will know when we go live next. Sometimes we do have to cut things, cut plans where we may. No, I'm talking about the sausage. I'll stop talking about the sausage. Yeah, just hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. That's probably the best thing to do, and not rely on my messages about when we're going live. I'm sorry, I'm talking about the sausage again.
Always.
Yeah, always. But of course, you can also head over to kofi.com /Renaissance Cast, and you can donate £3, I think it is, or whatever you want to the Renaissance Men, and we will reinvest it, guaranteed, back into the show to grow the subscriber base, make us go bigger, like a big blob.
Could we invest in Does costume count? Because
okay, if you want
all
to.
out.
Oh, we have, yeah. I've gone for the darts 1980s darts player look. Jimmy's gone for
1980s dad watching darts.
Yeah. It's like Terry Wogan interviewing Jockey Wilson, I would say.
So, Jockey, how do you throw a dart? That's my best Terry Wogan. It was rubbish. I love Terry Wogan. I miss him so much. Am I right in thinking his son is now on the radio? Or have I made that up?
It's the first I've heard.
I may have dreamt it. I may have dreamt it.
I didn't know he had a son.
Maybe it's just someone else called something Wogan, but it's not a common
name. That's a very unique name. That's Terry Wogan's son.
He's Googling it. We're looking it up.
Yeah.
Don't say we don't come with
Mark
information
Wogan.
here.
Mark. Huh.
Mark Wogan.
It don't look like Terry. Let's can I bring this up? I can bring this up.
What's his job?
I don't know yet. Let's have a look.
Snake wrangler. Oh my god. Hello.
Like son. The world's oldest Nepo baby.
Star.
Oh, he has got a radio gig. There you go. Podcast host. Yeah. Mark Wogan.
I thought I said and the world's oldest pedo, but it says it says Nepo.
Baby. Yeah. Oh, there you go. He's on Virgin Radio. You all right, Jimmy the Saint?
Yeah.
They don't look alike, do they?
Nose? Is the nose?
Actually, yes. There's a bit of a hook to that nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see it.
There you go.
There we go.
There we go. I'd like to listen. I'd like to give him a go and just see if he's anywhere near like his dad.
Let's crack this show on, shall we? Crack it on? Crack off? No, let's not crack off. Let's crack on with the show. In our first segment entitled Around the Channel. Let's see what we've been up to. Welcome to the Renaissance Men Empire, as I like to call it. It's a media empire, much like Rupert Murdoch, other such media empires are out there, I guess. First, there's a link in the chat to the Guff Divers Discord. That is our official Renaissance Men Discord. Please do sign up, join in the fun, the larks, the good bants, the chat with some like-minded nerds in the Guff Divers Discord. Link is pinned in the chat. Yeah, all I can say is come on board. It's great.
I was there for a bit, wasn't I?
You were there for a bit. The thing is, you got involved.
And I did, and I'll tell you what happened. I got a new phone.
Right.
And
go on. Yep.
Not everything transferred over. So I can go on it on my old phone and chat my old phone, but I'm mostly on the new phone.
That's fine. Like a drug dealer with two phones. It's fine.
Yeah, but I'm just dealing out nonsense.
Here she is. Did you just call me like-minded? Yes, we did, Miss Phoenix. One of our Discord members, in fact, yeah, everyone in the chat at the moment is a Discord member. So there you go. If you like what you see from their chat, then you will get more of that in the Discord. What more do you need? So do that. We are also on Spotify. So every episode of the podcast will go up on Spotify eventually, the audio of which will go up and you can listen to your heart's content. So please do check out that. We also have a new endeavor. Jimmy, I don't know if you know about this, seeing as you're not on the bloody Discord.
I don't. What is this?
Renaissance Men Gaming.
What is this?
I know, mate. Well, let me show you. Let me show you what this is. If I can get the link up. Basically, I've started a Twitch channel for all of our gaming stuff.
Lovely.
So let me show you the Renaissance Men Gaming Twitch channel, my friend, because it's me playing video games over on Twitch.
Is it on YouTube as well?
Yes. So I go live on Twitch, but the video on demand. So after the fact, it will get dumped onto YouTube. So you can find it wherever you want. You find it wherever you want.
Lovely.
So there's a playlist on the YouTube channel, and there's the live stuff here. It's been good fun. The usual reprobates come along to support me. You got your Phoenixes and your Neils. Our two only fans. Let's be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil 4 on the channel as of late. I've now completed that. But it's going to be a place for me to do some playthroughs of video games. So if that is your bag, then please do come along. We are trying to. I'm trying to get up to 50 followers. Are you all right?
No, it's sprayed up. Sorry. I got excited listening about your 50 followers.
I know, 50 followers. That's what we want. I've got 10 at the moment. So another 40 would be much obliged. The Renaissance Men Feet group. What the hell is this all about?
I don't know, but I like the sound of it.
Yeah.
Is that way we can make money?
I'm in. We should do an OnlyFans. We really should branch out.
My parents were telling me to do that the other day.
Well, yeah.
My dad was saying, "Can you do an OnlyFans? I've heard about this OnlyFans thing." Mum went, "Oh yeah, can you make money?" I went, and she went, "What is it?" I went, "It's porn, mother. It's porn." No one would be interested in me doing OnlyFans.
Oh dear, how innocent your parents were. Well, it's probably, to be fair though, there's probably varying degrees of OnlyFans. You probably could do feet. Didn't Lily Allen come out and say that she makes more on OnlyFans just showing pictures of her feet than she has from her royalties from her rubbish songs? I'm sure she
really?
Said that. Yeah, she gets more off OnlyFans than any of her previous work.
Didn't know she was on OnlyFans.
Well, yeah, there you go. If you want to see her feet, go check her out. But that's what I'm saying, Jimmy. You don't have to be, meat and two veg out and do, all that. You could just.
I mean, I'll do that if I'm getting the money for it.
It could be artistic OnlyFans. I'm just saying. There's various shades.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out for the Renaissance Men OnlyFans.
Yes, but in the meantime, go check out the Twitch channel. That is Renaissance. That's twitch.tv/Renaissance Men Gaming. Please do. Speaking of Twitch and Renaissance Men, DRB is also on Twitch. So I want to give some time to give DRB a shout out for his early endeavors on Twitch. He is over here at twitch.tv/Kyoto Games, spelt with a Z. What I love about what DRB is doing retro games from my childhood.
What is that?
He was playing. That's fantastic. Dizzy. Remember the Dizzy games?
Yes. Yeah.
Were you with the egg going around doing adventuring and stuff like that? Bless him. DRB is I know he's planning on doing a couple of streams a week. So please do go check him out as well. Give him a follow. Give us both a follow. Shh, give us some love. So well done, DRB, for taking a punt on that and giving it a go, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? He's had the balls to give it a go. That's what I like.
Nice.
That's pretty much all I've got from the Renaissance Men at the moment. Obviously, we've got the podcast coming out every couple of weeks. Hopefully, we'll get back into a bit of a rhythm now that the Christmas period is over.
Got a Royal Rumble watch along coming up.
We will have a Royal Rumble watch along coming up, as you say, Jimmy. That was great fun last year. We'll do that again. We'll film our reactions to the Royal Rumble. Maybe more footage of me cooking my dinner before I go to see Jimmy. I know last year I cooked some beans. Remember I cooked some beans?
Yeah, and I spilt some jalapenos.
Yeah, it's great fun. Great stuff. And maybe Jimmy and I might even get to another wrestling event this year and film that.
Yes.
and interview another wrestler and scare her so much that she retires from the ring.
She did, didn't she?
Yeah.
Why did she do that?
No idea. No idea. We said, yeah, we'll get you on the show. It'll be great. Boost your career. No, retired. Days later.
Maybe we gave her sort of like athlete's foot or something, and that was her out, or a fungal infection.
That's highly likely, I would say. Yeah.
Mm.
But never mind. Yeah.
Oh, well.
So 2025 is going to be exciting. It's exciting times for the Renaissance men. That's all I can say. Yeah, plenty of fun and japes to be had. Right. I think that's everything. Yeah. Shall we get a bit interactive with the audience? I think it's time. I think it's time. It is time for some questions that we field some questions from the audience in their segment we call Ask Us Anything. There we go. Ask Us Anything. Jimmy the Saint. The first one really is from one of your correspondents, one of your contacts, I believe.
Yeah. Do you want me to find it, or have you got it?
I don't have it. No.
So this was a while back, wasn't it? And actually, I think it was a question about Christmas.
Yeah. I don't have my. I just realised I don't have my phone on me, so I can't search for it either. Perhaps
and I've got a new phone, so I haven't got it either.
Okay,
because all of my messages left.
If I can recollect, I think he wanted to know because he said I was such. He was lavishing me with praise about how much of an excellent, awesome, hardcore gamer I was.
Yes, and this is Lee Blackburn, listener of the show. Lee Blackburn, friend of the show,
and he wanted my advice on what console to buy.
Yes, what gaming stuff to spend money on?
For Christmas. Okay, probably a bit late. But I mean, if you still have that cash lying about, Lee, I personally say you can't really go wrong with a PlayStation 5. I think if you're choosing between the two, an Xbox or PlayStation, I think I would generally go with the PlayStation 5, only because I think in my experience, and this is only purely anecdotal, I think it runs games better. In my taste, there's more games on there that I would like. I think ultimately that's probably what you want to look at. Look at the range of games that come out on each of these systems and decide for yourself, right, which one do I want to, which games do I want to play? Therefore, which console do I want? It's as simple as that, I think.
So, Stu, would you put the PS5 above the Switch and the virtual reality stuff then?
Okay. That's an interesting question. What was that? Was that you wheezing?
No, I laugh, but it's my stuff going wrong.
Okay, no, it's fine. I think I would actually. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I have the balls to make a decision on that. I think I'll probably go Switch, but again, that's because I prefer Nintendo games over the stuff that Sony does, and it's all about the games for me. Find the games that you want to play. For the sake of repeating myself, find the games you want to play and then get the console that plays those games.
I think I'd just say from my experience with all of these things, obviously a pro of the Switch is that you can plug it into the docking station and play it on your TV, or you can take it on the train if you're a commuter with your computer, can't you? So that's always good.
Yeah.
But the games seem to always stay quite expensive with the Switch, whereas
very much so.
games seems to drop in price. Plus, you can play the PS4 games on it, on the PS5,
Indeed.
right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
you can get older games which are still bloody good for the PS5.
And if we're talking Xbox, you've got to factor in Game Pass, which is a subscription service where like all of the Xbox first party games and all the games developed by and published by Microsoft predominantly get shoved on there for free. Obviously, you're paying your subscription, but if you're getting an Xbox, you have to think, I must get Game Pass. So all the best games, if you like, are going to be coming out for that system, and you'll have access to them as long as you have that sub. So it's a difficult one. Again, it comes down to what games you want to play. If you've got a family, you got young kids, I'd say get yourself a Switch. If If you're a commuter, get yourself a Switch. If I don't know, if
Do a
you're
lot of the games
if
that come out on the PS5, like the games
Yeah.
that I've liked, like the wrestling games, Spider-Man games, Harry Potter, Hogwarts thing, do they
Yep.
come out on the Switch?
A lot of them do, and of course we've got a new Switch coming out this year, most likely, which will be more
Mm.
powerful and will play a lot of these games that are on your PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, whatever.
The
So-
games are expensive, so I think it comes down to if you're at home or if you want to play it when you're out and about as well.
I'll tell you whose opinion we should seek, and that is Miss Phoenix in the chat. Being mostly housebound, and a huge gamer, Phoenix, what if you had, let's say you had £1,000 and you could buy one console and a load of games? I put it to you, what would you purchase? There's a question. I'm asking the audience something there. So while Shupon meditates on that, I do have a secondary question. Phoenix, in fact, asks, this is a would you rather question. Do you mean the same? Would you rather have snakes for hands or feet?
So what was it? Snakes for hands or
Elephant feet.
elephant feet?
Mhm.
Right. So if you've got elephant feet, you just look like someone with massively horrible, like deep vein thrombosis or something,
Yes.
don't you?
Yeah. Or high water
Elephant
retention.
feet. Yeah, you'd look. And what are you achieving with the feet?
I think you could
You-
crush
yeah,
things, couldn't you? I suppose you could.
what do I want to crush?
Well,
Are
it
they
could,
as heavy as an elephant?
it could be
I wouldn't be able
back
to
to that
walk.
OnlyFans. That OnlyFans could, people like to pay to be
Yeah, but
crushed, don't they?
Imagine Snake Hand Man.
Oh,
what he can
actually,
do.
shitting hell, yes.
So I've got
Yeah.
snakes for hands. I wonder if that's individual fingers.
That's how I view it. We'll go with that.
So I'm taking that.
Yeah.
What I do with them is a tough question because then neither of them are superpowers, are they?
No. Well,
But if I've got snakes for fingers, I'm probably a villain in some respect, aren't I?
you could get up to some villainous stuff with those.
And I can control them, and they've got heads. Wow. I'd probably take up the piano, and I think I'd do pretty well on sort of various TV shows and make some sort of. I reckon I could get a big following on Twitch and everything with these snakes.
Yeah.
I'm taking snake hands because also, if I've got snakes for fingers, I can still hold a fork or a
the
pen.
dexterous, aren't they? Yeah.
Typing
I wonder.
could be tricky. I might have to.
Do they have their own thoughts? What am I trying to? Are they like a Doc Ock? Because those things seem to have their own kind of personality. Do the snakes move on your command?
I
In your
would like
vision?
to think it's a bit of both. They
Okay.
do have their own personalities, but I can tell them to do stuff with the power of my mind.
Yeah.
So if I'm just sat there, they're just sort of like chilling out and things, and they might have something to eat, and I'm like just leaving them to it. But then if I want to play the piano, I can crash their heads against the keys. Do they die, or do they get older when I get older?
I don't know. Do they shed their skin? Do you have like finger skin shedding to deal with?
I'd be like Brundlefly from the Fly movie.
Yeah.
This is how Jimmy Snake sheds his skin. I wouldn't be able to pick.
Have you coined yourself Jimmy the Snake?
No, but that's
Oh,
good.
I thought that's what I heard. It's great.
I said Jimmy.
Great.
I said Jimmy Snake
instead
of Brundlefly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jimmy.
He's Seth Brundle, isn't he? So he's I'd be a Saint Snake.
Yeah.
I'd also probably try and start some sort of cult or religion. Especially people who worship snakes. The people who go to like churches where they have all the snakes out and they get them to bite them and stuff. I can see a lot of money making ways with this. Whereas the elephant's feet, I'd be deemed a freak.
You would, wouldn't you? You really would. You wouldn't be able to find shoes that fit you, and shoes are quite integral. Hands, I mean, you don't have to wear gloves all the time, do you? I mean, you just, and of course, the snakes could coil themselves around your hands to keep them warm.
Mhm. Yeah, there's loads of benefits. In fact, I want the snakes.
Yeah. Although Phoenix has put a spanner in the works and said in her mind the hand was one snake. No. Yeah, like Rod Hull in Emu.
I'm still taking. Can I pick up pens with their mouths and stuff?
I think so. Oh, it is essentially just doing that, isn't it? And if you can, I think if you can write with that, yeah, that's fine. I've got a good action there. It's good
Drive
action.
still. I'm taking the snakes. I can
Yeah.
make more money with the snakes than the elephant feet.
Yeah. Neil says definitely deeper analysis than I was expecting. Well, that's what you can expect from the Renaissance Men, is deep analysis on important, tough topics.
Back to Miss Phoenix.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought I was clicking on.
She's answered the question.
She has. She did. Of course, she did have £1,000, and she bought a PlayStation 5. There you go.
Yeah,
There
I
you
think
go.
if you're a home gamer, PS5. But if you're on the move, get the Switch because you can do both.
Yeah. Hopefully Lee gets that message. Hopefully pops in and or watches on demand. And I know he does. He sent us some lovely feedback. So thank you, Lee, if you are watching. Much appreciated. Sorry. Follow-up question. I forgot. There is a follow-up question to our hands versus feet debate, snake v elephant. What would you rather have as a pet, a snake or an elephant?
Again,
I think elephant has
you're
more.
going to make more money with the elephant.
Yes, I agree. I would go elephant on this aspect. I think,
but it's where you keep it as well.
Oh, that's true. There's not as much upkeep with a snake, is there? You know, you can just put it in a what they called
Barn.
Pit. Snakes go in pits, don't they? Like
vivarium.
Yeah. Is that the word? Vivarium? Have I made that up? Vivarium.
I don't know, but yeah, you could keep it in your house, a snake. Whereas an elephant, you'd need some room.
Yeah,
but you could commute on your elephant. Can you take it? It's when you're getting down to the nitty gritty and the minutiae of the legalities and everything. But you could rent it out for weddings and things. I think you can make a good bit of money.
Yeah. Well, Neil takes me straight. Yeah, that's exactly where my mind went. Stampy was the elephant from Simpsons. But yeah, I can't think what they did with that one. Did they keep it in a garage, or was that the horse? I can't remember.
I'm gonna just for practicalities. I'm gonna have to take the snake, and I really don't want it. So if anyone's looking for a snake, they're interested.
Yeah,
contact the Renaissance Men.
So there we go. That is more high analysis of the great questions of our times. Snake versus elephant. Let us know what you would pick in the chat. Would you pick elephant or a snake? Indeed, would you pick snake fingers or elephant feet? Let us know. If you want to ask us, if you want to continue to ask us questions, then you can do so in the Discord chat. I keep mentioning it, but please do get involved. Head on over. There's a thread in there for you to submit your questions for Jimmy and I to give our equally deep analysis on. So yeah, head over there. Links in the chat, pinned to the chat. Jimmy the Saint. It's been a while since we've spoken about what the hell we've been up to and watching and doing and playing and whatnot. So let's get caught up with some very special bits and pieces in a segment we call The Week in Geek. I just love the fact that you're not getting any of those things. You just sat there in silence.
Well, it's silence. I hear this. That's what I hear. It's horrible. It sounds like someone's killing our stings. Someone's choking our stings out.
Yeah. Um, where to begin? Do you know what? You've mentioned choking. I want to talk some wrestling.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It worked. It worked.
So it's been a while since we spoke about it. We've talked wrestling on the show. Obviously, it was a big part of what we used to do with the Botchcast, etc. Of shows of yore. We used to love a bit of wrestling, and we still do.
We still
Admitted,
do, and it's
we
got
still
better
do.
for us, doesn't it? It's
It
got better
has.
for us
I mean,
because
in the Botchcast days, it was, oh my god. I mean, there was a reason why we've stopped doing it, because wrestling just continued to get so bad. Where our love of it just went. But as Jimmy says, wrestling is back on. There's an upswing. They announced, I think, I don't know, like mid last year or whatever it was, that they signed a was it billion? Yeah, it must be billion, not million.
yeah, must be a lot.
$5 billion deal with Netflix to have WWE Raw to be shown on Netflix over 10 years. For us, outside of the US, we get Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and all their pay-per-views
My
on
God,
Netflix.
so I was about to say SmackDown and NXT are on it as well. So in America,
For
they're not
us,
getting
yeah.
SmackDown on Netflix.
No, they whether that changes in the future, I don't know. But they have
Mm.
existing contracts that I guess they have to see out. But I do
And
wonder.
SmackDown is on what? Because
I
Raw
don't.
was on
I
Peacock,
don't
wasn't it?
know. I don't know. Quite honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Raw was on USA. I think SmackDown is
Yes,
on Peacock.
SmackDown must be Peacock.
Yeah, I think
Well, whatever it
you're right.
is, we've got everything. So
No,
we
we
don't have to
do.
pay for the WWE network and Netflix anymore. We just pay for Netflix and we get all of all the back
Ooh.
catalogue, all of it.
Well, you say that. I mean,
Oh.
I don't think the back catalogue is as vast, certainly at this stage, as the network was. The network had pretty much everything that you could wish for, WWE content wise. But I mean, the transition was made, I think, on the 1st of January, where stuff started to go on to Netflix from WWE. And there's a lot on there. There's every WrestleMania, every Royal Rumble, every Survivor Series, all the big pay-per-views. Most, if not all of them, are on there. And there's a smattering of like Raw highlights and collections based on certain superstars.
Oh, okay.
It's not everything, and that for me, it's a bit disappointing because we've gone from having everything on the network. Now the network is ending. It's gone to Netflix, and there's not as much on there, so it is a bit disappointing in that respect. But
It's a hell of a lot of gigabytes to
it
put on
is.
one streaming service
It
at
is.
once.
I love it when you talk tech. It is a lot, and you need to have that incentive for people to keep paying. And I guess what they will say is, right, well, we will add it on eventually, but we'll kind of just do it piecemeal, so
Yeah.
people stay with us. But that's an aside. I will also say that it is really hard to find stuff at the moment. They have a WWE section on Netflix that you can cycle down to, but then I don't find Netflix very usable at the best of times. So when you're trying to search through a lot of content, particularly when it's like WWE Raw or SmackDown or an episode of it, and they don't have episode titles, do they? So you can't really search for, right, I want Raw from the 7th of January 2023 or whatever. It's just not very usable. It's not very usable, but whether that changes or not, I don't know. I think that's more of a Netflix problem.
Yeah, it's not an us problem.
No.
But we had our first Raw on Netflix, didn't we? That came last night.
It did, with much fanfare.
3.5 hour. They built it up. And Stu, I watched it. I got up very early this morning to watch it, much like yourself.
Yes.
And Stu, overall, what did you think of the delivery of Raw on Netflix?
Now, I haven't watched for several months. So for me, I was coming back into it, having had a gap really from WrestleMania 40. So for my frame of reference, I left watching with The Rock being what he was claiming to be the final boss, the ultimate bad guy in WWE. And then I come to this episode of Raw, much like a lot of people, I guess, coming back to the product. And he was really pally with Cody Rhodes, who the last time I saw him, he was out in the car park whipping Cody Rhodes with a belt, cussing out his Mama Rhodes, blood on him and everything. It's just weird. Like,
he was being the Rock. He was being the Rock, he's on the board, isn't he? He was being that Rock rather than the character, the Rock, which was a shame. But he's such a massive star; they had to have him on.
I get it, and I get that a lot of people will be coming to it not knowing all of that. They just know him as the Rock, and maybe they come to it from, the People's Champion era Rock and loving the Rock. They don't know him of the end boss, the bad guy, the ultimate bad guy as he was in April. So I get it. It's not.
It won't take a lot to change him back as well. All he's got to do is come
and
out
that probably will come into
over Cody, and
aside
they had
from
all
that,
the stars, didn't they, Stu? They had the Rock.
They did, mate. They did have the Rock. They had
Cena.
They had loads of people who had Netflix specials. They were in the crowd.
Fluffy.
So there was a lot of there was a lot of Netflix promotion. Netflix executives who we don't care about them. Don't show us executives.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been shown unless they were getting put through a car window. But we did get Cena, Undertaker, The Rock.
Yeah,
a lot of the SmackDown superstars was there as well. Shinsuke, Rey, Mysterio, LA Knight, the tag team champs, Naomi and Naomi and Bianca Belair.
Yep.
It was. I thought it was great. I thought it looked pro. It looked expensive.
I did feel like it was a bit
good.
At times, it was a bit overproduced. Like you'd have
interesting,
like a 10-second drone shot of a drone flying through the ring. I mean, it's great, but when that footage is like really grainy, it's like worse than what we produce. Then you think,
I don't like Ref Cam as well. Ref Cam doesn't look good.
It's got these weird protrusions. I thought his like earpiece had fallen out, but no, it's an earpiece with a camera on it. Who wants to see the ref's point of view? That was weird. I mean, it's gimmicky, and I get it. They were probably in a board meeting with Netflix executives, and they said, "Right, you can have all the toys. Here's all the toys, Triple H. What do you want to use?" And
I think
I'll have it all. Give it.
They did have Ref Cam before they went to Raw.
Did they?
A couple of times. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I think they had it at the last big event. I now I know with Ref Cam, that's obviously why they have the women referees for the women matches.
Right. Yes.
Ref Cam during those matches could be a bit of
imagine
a firing job.
You're lingering.
Just staring at Alexa Bliss.
Never thought of that. Never thought of that. Yeah.
But one of the big news stories that's come out of Raw on Netflix was obviously the Hulkster turned up. Hulk Hogan, my man, the real American, the man who started it all, came out into LA with Jimmy the Heart, who still looks the same.
Yes.
Jimmy Hart.
Came
out, and Hulk got booed terribly, didn't he? My word, they booed him.
Yeah,
and we were trying to work out why, weren't we? They were saying boo Hulk, boo Hulk, boo Hogan. we were trying to work out why he was getting booed, and was it the Trump? The Trump.
I mean, that's the discourse I've read on social media. Is from what I understand, LA is predominantly a Democratic voting state.
LA is in the state of
California.
Yes, and California. Yeah, that's what I was hoping it was, because that's what I thought it was. And California is a big Democrat state, isn't it?
Yes,
that's where all the loonies live.
Yeah, and Hulk obviously came out quite publicly in support of Donald Trump, where he appeared at one of his rallies, ripping off his, as he does, and there was the Trump shirt underneath and all that. And it was quite good. To be fair, it was at the time, it was great seeing that. I mean, I thought, oh yeah, it's okay, yeah, that's good stuff. That's good shit.
Hogan at the Trump rally.
Have you? Surely you've seen this.
Yeah, but I'm saying what you like that.
I thought it was very entertaining. Yeah, I'm not.
You've gone so Republican. Haven't you? You've really changed
No.
over the last 2 years.
Yeah. No, but it's a good bit of it was a good bit of theatre, and it was that stuff that probably won him the election, wasn't it? Doing that, Joe Rogan and all that kind of. He played a good game. He played a good game. But regardless, Hulk appeared to. It was really weird. It felt like an appearance during the advert break. Like he just came out, and he got booed, and it felt like he didn't. In fact, can I find footage of it? I'm sure that.
I thought it was a bit sad, to be honest. I thought it was a bit sad because, well, I don't think you should judge someone by their how they vote. I don't think,
No, we are more than that, aren't we? We are more than the sum of our voting parts. People have political views that, as long as you're not a Nazi, then
exactly. Yeah,
I think it's fair game.
there's some bad parties you shouldn't vote for, and I'm not saying you vote for Trump or the other one, but Kamala, sorry. But people have the right to vote for who they want to. I thought it was sad. An old man came out who was doing his best. Who's I don't know. I felt like he should have lent into it and should have turned heel on the spot there. I mean, he was treated like a heel, wasn't he?
I think if he had more, it's sad for me to say, if he had more like nous. I mean, it's Hulk Hogan. He knows the game. He invented a lot of it, but I don't know. Perhaps he was taken aback so much that he didn't know how to react to it. But it was very, very strange in that he was clearly there to promote his lager,
beer.
His beer.
Yeah, real American beer
that WWE have invested heavily into. So I think that's the reason also why we've got Hogan being more prominent. So he kind of just like put his head down and just recited what he came there to recite, and then so to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it.
I'm surprised they didn't know that that's how the crowd would react in California to Hogan. But I just thought it was a shame. Like he's still a pillar of wrestling.
Yeah,
his character is. I know the man he said some stupid shit, but
this is from I will get credit to the YouTube channel shortly. There he is, stumbling out with his one good knee. Got massive elephant-like feet there, isn't he?
Yeah, one of the things I regret in life is he was in the Walkabout in London one night doing autograph signing, and I was at work in London, but I was commuting back and forth, and I had young kids at the time, so I couldn't just say, right, I won't be back tonight. I'm going to see Hulk Hogan, and I had to go and see. I didn't get to see him. I'm gutted I didn't get to meet Hogan.
I'm muted.
He's a childhood hero.
I can still hear it. Why can I still hear it? Oh,
I can't hear it.
Can you not? No, that's fine.
Are they booing him, are they? I can't hear that, but that's because
that's fine. But I'm hoping those at home can. But he's audibly getting booed, and then he starts to cut his promo, and then people just boo.
He didn't even get in the ring. Do you think he was supposed to, or they went, mate, don't bother. Yeah. Don't even go to the ring, pal. It won't be worth it. Get in, get out.
I think having the American flag as well. I don't know, that image, all that imagery feels very Republican. I mean, they're very proud of their flag. They're all very proud of their flags, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I don't know, just.
You think he should have come out with a rainbow flag?
Oh yes, that would have been great.
Imagine that, or even better, the what, Nambler? Is it Nambler or Mambler?
What? The black man?
Nambler? Is it Nambler? I don't want to Google it.
No.
You've heard of them, haven't you?
No.
Oh, Stu, it's a big movement in the States.
How are you spelling that?
I'm going to Google it. I'm sure it's Nambler. Yeah, North American Man / Boy Love Association. It's the pedos, Nambler. And they've got a flag.
Why make me Google that? Jesus.
But they've got a flag. We were talking about flags. I sort of imagine if he would have come out of that one, could have been worse.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Or better for him. Who knows? Aside from the Hogan, aside from the Hogan controversy, what did you think out of Raw in terms of matches and storylines and all that good stuff?
It was weird because there was like massive matches. Punk, Seth,
luckily I didn't.
Roman, Solo, big matches that felt like they should be at Mania or SummerSlam or something.
Yeah.
So it was a bit weird that they were on it, but they were good. I always love seeing Punk. It's so weird. I was not in the Punk era. I was out of wrestling when Punk was there, but I have gone back since and watched some of Punk stuff. But there's something about him that is like he's the guy I want to see. He's the guy I want to see fight.
He's charismatic. He's always had the charisma and the skill in the ring. He's just often been his own worst enemy, isn't he? In terms of his personal relationships and how he carries himself personally with other people. That's usually his downfall, which is a shame.
But I thought it was really good. I hope more people watch because it's there. They'll be able to. They won't have to get the network now. People who've got Netflix who are like men in their 40s can go, well, I used to watch that. I wonder what's going on, and put it on. And it doesn't take long to watch it and go, this is quite fun.
Yeah, I could get back into this. And anecdotally, I've been hearing wrestling talking about a lot more. I say a lot more than what it usually would be. And whether that's just a hype around this first event or whether it's just a more general hype that it's come to Netflix and people are excited to have access and watch it again. I don't know. But
round the water cooler at work, you're hearing people frying up names.
Gang signs and talking wrestling.
I think also I've been seeing a lot of wrestlers on more podcasts than they used to do. They weren't on podcasts before, were they? They'd turn up on like Jimmy Fallon or whatever. Whereas now they're on Logan Paul, they're on Rogan, Undertaker. There's a brilliant show that I watch. Wogan. There's a brilliant show that Hogan on Wogan. There's a brilliant show that I watch called Kill Tony. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
But it's run by Tony Hinchcliffe. He's an insult comedian, and he has about 4 comedians on with him, and they just give nobody's a chance to come up and do 5 minutes and see how they get on. And it's got bigger and bigger and bigger. Tony Hinchcliffe is the comedian who got up at the Trump rally, who they hired, and he made the joke about Puerto Rico being a floating island of trash.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Him. So it's his show. They had the Undertaker on as one of the judges. He just turned up. It was just
not surprised.
Don't pretend to be lefty now, Stu. You've made your bed. You've committed. You've bought the flag. You've Googled the flag. You're in it now.
The Nambler.
And say it's so horrible. So it's out there. It's more in the general chit chat. I agree.
It is, yeah, very much so. And I think they did a good job. It didn't do everything right. I think they tried to find that balance of catering to the people who have been watching for God knows how long, and for those new people that have come to it. It did feel as an episode. It felt like the end of something, then the beginning of. They had a lot of. The matches were the culmination of a lot of storylines. So I'll be interested to see where they go from now. And I'm really interested to see what they do with Cena on his, his I want to say revenge tour. It's not his revenge tour. It's his farewell tour. Yeah. So yeah, and what ultimately what comes of that. So yeah, I think it's exciting times for wrestling. The fact that we're talking about it and plan to talk about it again in the future, I think is good. Yeah, so watch this space really, I guess, in terms of WWE on Netflix. It was good. It was good.
Absolutely.
God, where the hell do we go now? I want to talk. Were you segueing this? I missed what you were
Sorry, no,
segueing.
I just said Cena to win the Rumble. I
Oh,
didn't have
okay.
a segue.
Yes.
You looked at the notes, and I probably could have come up with one, but
No. Yeah. Well, we'll stick in the sporting realm, I think, because
yes.
I want to talk about the darts. Two things really. The Luke Littler winning the PDC World Darts Championship. I'm wearing a darts inspired shirt. Yeah, Luke deserves a
He won,
one of
did he?
those. He did win.
At the time when he was playing darts, I think.
What?
I was playing darts at a bar with no name,
Yeah.
and on the screens above was Luke Littler playing
Oh,
darts.
see.
I don't know if it was just a bit of a
When was this?
just showing you this guy. It was a
Was that
New
recently?
Year's. It was the day before New Year's Eve.
Yeah. That probably was the final because it took place. It takes place over Christmas, like 2 or 3 weeks over the Christmas period. They have a break for Christmas, and yeah, the boy beat Van Gerwen in the final. What?
Van Gerwen.
Yes, kind of looks
Right.
like me. The guy that looks like me. I kind of
Yes, I
look like
saw
him
him.
at the moment. If I take my glasses off, kind of look like him. I'm wearing a dark shirt. If it was green, and I don't know, if I had a bit more of a animated face, I'd look like Van Gogh. It has been known, it has been said before that I do have a passing resemblance to him, and that's fine. I think it's a bald thing, and that's fine.
Yeah,
Absolutely
you all
fine.
look the same to us.
They all look the same. Yeah, let me save me waffling. Let me get
So
up
yeah,
this.
I think I would have been playing darts as he was playing, and I'd never heard his name before, and then I saw it, and I was like, and look at it. I mean, this is an athlete in peak physical perfection at
Bless
his
him.
darting heights. Is that go down a bit so I can see his? Oh, they cut it off there. Does that belly keep going out, or is he swinging round? And
No, that's kind of. Are you fat shaming Luke Littler? Is
yes,
that what's
I am.
happening here?
Yes, I am.
Oh
Yeah,
my word.
sorry.
Yeah. Granted, they're not.
17
He's 17. Yeah, 17-year-old.
grown up again.
I know.
Bless him.
He looks 40, doesn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah. I thought it was at least like late 20s, 30s or something. But who cares? He's done it. He's what is he? World champion?
He's a
What is
world
he?
champion. That's what he is. 17 years old. I was struggling to chat to girls at 17, let alone win darts
Still are.
tournaments. Well, yeah.
Struggle chatting to your wife.
I'm still figuring it out.
17.
Mm-hmm.
17, and he's the best darts player on earth. And
He
what
is.
countries were other people from that he played?
I have no idea. I'm assuming it's pretty much going to be European based. I don't think does darts travel well. I mean, I used to be a darts fan. I kind of got out into it. I went off it, and then Luke has really brought me back into it. And I think that
That's what happens, isn't it?
it is. You kind of get behind someone. You with CM Punk maybe in your wrestling. Me with Luke Littler in my darts. And you know, if there's someone you can connect to that can bring you back into that sport, I mean, perhaps he's doing that for a lot of people. You see a lot of Luke Littler branded darts stuff now for the kids to try and get them into the game. I know you can get a Luke Littler dartboard and darts. I'm trying to introduce Ben's to it.
Beer mug, beer mug,
yeah,
little fag.
Yeah. Well, that leads me into something that I've also been watching, which I'll get onto in a minute. But I just wanted to just kind of, I guess, congratulate Luke on his Luke the Nuke, as it's called, on his victory. We don't get many world champions in England, and I think when we do get them, and he's a talent. This boy is a talent because darts isn't necessarily a game of great physical prowess, but you do. It's a game of high skill. You need to be.
It's hard.
Mentally acute. You need to be. You need to have. I don't know. Yeah, you just need to have the skills, mad skills.
What's funny, Stu, is if someone shows you that picture and said, "What country is he from?" You go, "England."
Yeah.
And he's just become the best at what? And you go, "Darts."
Darts. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Darts.
But
17, amazing.
17. Phoenix says Stephen Bunting is 39. That was the one that shocked me. Well, I don't know which one Stephen Bunting is. I'm still learning. You see, I
think he's a member of Nambler. Google him.
Stephen
Actually,
Bunting.
allegedly, let's not say that. We'll get bloody we'll get sued.
Yeah. Would you say that? Yeah.
39.
39 apparently.
Yeah, he looks about 50 forward, doesn't he?
He does.
It's the darts, man. It takes it out of you.
Ages you. No. Absolutely ages you.
It does age you. Being in the pubs constantly practicing.
Yeah.
Bloody good game. Good fun darts. And amazing.
It's great fun.
Still, you do the same thing both times, and one goes in the 20, and the other one goes not even in the
your leg.
And you're like, what has happened there? I did the exact same thing.
I know.
3 times.
And these boys come up and they're like grouping it within 3/4 of an inch. It's crazy the skill they've got.
Yeah.
But this leads into a fascinating bit of TV that I watched this week. And it's called Dart Kings. Sky have gone heavy on the darts because they show the World Championships every year. And this documentary series that is on Sky. It's produced by Sky. It's a 3-part documentary focusing on 3 great darts players. The first one being Eric Bristow. Surely you know the crafty Cockney, Jimmy.
I know the name. If you showed me his picture, I wouldn't know who that was. I'd say I think I've seen him at a boot sale before. But the name, of course, I know.
That I believe is who is that? That's Bobby George, I think. Is that Bobby George?
Oh, is it? Right.
Yeah, I think it's Bobby George. But yeah, he looks like he's committed either some tax evasion or is heavily invested in car boots, something along those lines.
Gypsy fighting.
Yeah, basically anything in your probably considered on the dark web these days.
Yeah, but I'm not slagging that off.
No, it's fine.
I'm not slagging off. You do you.
Exactly. But this documentary series focuses on, first episode was Eric Bristow. Second episode was a Scottish legend, Jockey Wilson. One of your very own, Jimmy. And the third one was Phil the Power Taylor. And it chronicles their careers along with the kind of the blossoming life of the ebbs and flows of the popularity of darts itself. And it's fascinating stuff just to see where darts has come from. This game where basically players in the World Championship are smoking a fag and having a pint whilst they're playing.
Yeah, brilliant.
To the point where there's a split in the sport where you basically got a WWE WCW situation.
Really?
Where the players wanted a greater share of the money, so they splintered off, and then their promotion got bigger and bigger and bigger, kind of like the WWE did, where it's the main one and the other one's gone out of business like WCW. It's fascinating stuff. And how the rise of that federation coincided with the rise in popularity in the 90s and Sky getting involved. Yeah, if you love your darts, then it's a fascinating 3-part documentary on Sky documentaries,
on Sky,
or on your now TVs, whatever. Thoroughly recommended. If you
sounds bloody good.
Yeah, if you're still kind of in the post World Championship darts glow, go check it out.
Talking about darts still, Miss Phoenix in the chat says it's all about the release in darts. Late is better than early, so I've heard, which is interesting because obviously that's the opposite of me in bed.
I knew there was going to be a sexual gag in there somewhere.
Yeah, well, Phoenix threw it up in the air for me.
Yeah, Bobby George liked that gag. Look at him.
Look at him. You know it. Yeah, dirty. Brilliant. I'd recommend watching that because you can make any documentary good these days. They do some really good stuff with.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. You put the right music on, the right editing.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet there's some characters, aren't they, Stu?
What darts players? Oh yeah, Jockey Wilson. Oh, that was a fascinating watch. He didn't care. He was Scottish. He liked drinking, like whiskies, smoking fags, having a fight. He was
In the
amazing
80s.
stuff. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's a different time.
Different time. Absolute different time.
Different
Better
time.
in some ways. Better.
Yeah,
Ah,
maybe.
speaking of the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
and something that I would say harkens harkens back to the 80s in a way that's very, very entertaining. In a way that's like maybe the Goonies, or there was something else. Monster Squad.
E.T.
E.T.
Monster Squad. E.T.
That kind of entertainment of that ilk. Let's talk about Skeleton Crew. Let's talk about Skeleton Crew. Star Wars : Skeleton Crew, which is out on Disney Plus now. I think we're like.
It's not really a Star Wars show, is it?
No, it's not, and I think that's why I like it. Spoilers, because it's very un-Star Wars. I mean, there's little bits in there. There's a hint of the Force. There's aliens and robots and spaceships and stuff, but it is basically the Goonies in space. Really,
you could take this script and you could do the exact same storylines and everything, but just put them on pirate ships and
you could
on Earth. It's irrelevant that it's Star Wars. The fact that it is Star Wars means that I watched it and I like the Star Warsy stuff in it.
Yeah,
but that's what's good about it. They're not too focused on the Star Wars side of things. They're focused on an interesting story about some young kids going on an adventure, and they're very charismatic, nice kids as well, aren't they? They're not annoying. I don't think we should do any spoilers for this for anyone who hasn't watched it, because we've probably got some lapsed Star Wars fans in the group.
It's one of those shows that you might be a bit burnt out on Star Wars, and you might think, I can't be bothered. It's going to be another Mandalorian, or it's going to be bloody Book of Boba Fett, or it's going to be bloody Obi-Wan. But no, give it a chance, because as we say, it is very un-Star Wars. I don't know where I was going with that, but I felt like I had something else to add to that, but I don't.
You didn't.
It's very un-Star Wars.
It's very un-Star Wars, but it's got Jude Law doing some of his most enjoyable work. I do like Jude Law. I have done for some time. And there he is. There's Jude. I mean, he's really. They've used deepfake on him to make him look like a darts player, the darts king. Get rid of him, Stu. There he is, Jude Law.
That's what I wanted.
He's great. The kids are great. Nick Frost as a robot's great.
I didn't know it was Nick Frost. I did not know it was Nick Frost until I looked on this page and saw him in the cast.
Robert Timothy Smith. He plays the little elephant boy, little Max Rebo.
I wonder if he approves of his elephant feet.
Yeah, I wonder if he'd rather have snake hands. Good question for him if we ever get him on the show. But it's great, isn't it? I don't want to spoil anything too much, but you've got Jude Law as this Han Solo cross between Obi-Wan Kenobi, cross with Captain Jack Sparrow, on this little Goonies / Indiana Jones adventure with 4 very, very unannoying kids. They're not annoying at all, are they? They're
not annoying. They've got interesting characters, and they're going through an interesting arc. They're where we are now is, I think, in a very different place to where they were at the start. So they're going on a moral journey, as well as a physical journey through the stars. It's both an internal and external journey for them both, for them all.
There's a nice couple of mysteries in there as well. We're intrigued to know what's what and where it's going. Yeah, I've been looking forward to it each week.
I think I would be quite disappointed if it goes somewhere that ties it into, you know, the grander
Yeah.
Star Wars narrative. You know, if it goes into,
Unfortunately, I think it is.
do you? Mm,
Yeah, unfortunately, because they've got to tie it in some way that you know that they just will, um,
yeah. Oh,
which
this
is a shame.
throw in Palpatine or something. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it will be. It will be Palps or the Empire or you know,
Grogu. It's going to be something
you know.
about Grogu, isn't it? I can sense it. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, they'll link it, but
Mm,
still, it's enjoyable. And if you're a fan of 80s movies, like the Goonies and E.T. and Wizard. They've said Wizard a few times, haven't they? I've quite enjoyed that.
yeah, wizard.
Bringing
No, they
Wizard
do.
back.
It looks great as well, but it doesn't look. It's very strange. It looks both. I don't know if there's a lot of high amount of practical work they've done on it, on the effects and that, but it does have that feeling of, I don't know, like it feels like the effects are more real than they probably are.
Are
I don't-
you up to date?
yes.
So that giant crab,
Mm,
there's a giant crab at one point, which is like half machinery and half crab, is stop motion done by
that's
Phil
incredible.
Tippett's team, and Phil Tippett is like the master of stop motion. He did everything pre Jurassic Park, and then he worked on Jurassic Park.
That is
Um,
crazy. Is this
that is a stop
insider
motion.
info from great modeler John Simmons, scale modeler?
John, he would have told me that, but I'd seen it on some. I looked at it as it was moving, and I was thinking that looks
Okay.
motion. I'm saying stock, but it's stop motion, isn't it? For people who don't know what stop motion is, it's where you take a picture and then you go and you move the little
Mm.
character's leg, and then you take another picture, like Wallace and Gromit used to be,
Or morph.
or Morph, yeah. Yeah, but I did watch a little thing about it, and they used kit parts from Millennium Falcons and things on the back of it. There's some love in here from some people who actually know and care about Star Wars, I think, and
Mm.
they've got a nice script and nice story, which is what we've wanted for ages.
Yeah, it's charming. It's it's not outstaying its welcome. It's telling an interesting story that you don't know where it's going to go, and that's great because a lot of Star Wars stuff can be quite predictable because it's tied into such well-known lore, isn't it? It's which I always find odd because you're ultimately telling a story that's like set in a galaxy full of infinite numbers of planets. You could tell any number of different stories, but they always seem to focus on the one same family or the one same few characters. It's weird, and it does them a disservice, I think.
Yeah, and this just goes away from that, doesn't it?
It
And
does
you're right, Stuart.
for now.
There's a lot of practical stuff in it. The aliens are practical. There's obviously some CGI ones, but there's a lot of practical effects on the aliens. There would have been ships built as well for it, I'm sure. And what I really liked is the villain who's in charge of the pirates, the wolf-faced man.
Yes.
Because obviously that's a throwback to A New Hope, where you saw the wolf alien, which has since been taken out of I think in the special
Really?
editions, they replaced it with a CGI sort of green thing. Because when they did A New Hope, the cantina scene, they just used whatever they had in storage, and that's like an old Wolfman head. They just threw on it and gave it red
Wow,
eyes.
did not know that. That's awesome.
So you've got that character who's in charge of the pirates, who is actually coming across as quite scary and intimidating with
Yeah,
this
do you know
wolf
what?
head, isn't it?
It's giving me vibes of Masters of the Universe. That's a good thing. I love that film. I love that
Yeah, I
film,
did.
because there's at times that film is scary. You got the
Mm.
Wolfman, you got the dude with the swords, and this like ragtag bunch of pirates,
Yeah.
which is they do come across as menacing, and I don't think we've had that in like a Star Wars villain, like probably since, let's be honest, Vader.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren wasn't particularly menacing. He was just very emo, wasn't he, at the end of the day?
Yeah.
And I think the whole pirates theme and narrative they're telling. That's something that's quite untapped in Star Wars.
Yeah,
So-
I think for me personally, there's probably a bit too much piratiness of it.
Oh, really?
To do with
Oh,
just the wordage and the costumes are a little bit too piratey. You know, if you could just move away from that a little bit. But
okay, yeah, but you are, but you are.
yeah, a bit too R. Yeah, but
No,
I'm enjoying it.
I get that. I get that. Yeah, it's good. Go check it out. It's yeah, it's fabulous. Don't know how many episodes are left. Couple probably.
Couple involved.
Couple. Yeah, but it's good stuff.
Stu, you're gonna have to excuse me for 1 minute. I'll be back.
Yep, you do that. Whilst Jimmy does that, is there anything that I can talk about on my own? Let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. No, actually, no. What should I do? Oh, I've got a brilliant segue, but it's a segue to something that I want Jimmy to be here to talk about. If I delay it enough, hopefully he will. John Simmons, John, we've just been speaking about Skeleton Crew. Give us your brief thoughts on Skeleton Crew whilst you have a poo, please. If you could sum up Skeleton Crew in, let's go 2 words. What would those 2 words be? That'd be marvelous. I'm currently waiting for Jimmy to do something. I don't know if he's going to the toilet. Possibly is. I would. They say dead air is a crime, but there
What
he
have you
is.
been doing while I've been away?
Nothing.
Dead air.
Absolutely nothing. Well, John's coming to the chat, and
Oh, is he on the toilet?
I asked him to sum up Skeleton Crew in 2 words, and he's gone great show or Goonie Shag ET.
Yeah, if Goonie Shag DT.
Yeah.
John, could you give us some comments on the spaceships and whether they're practical, practical ships scanned in, or whether they've used practical ships?
Do you know what
That'd be interesting.
What I loved, is it a spoiler? No, it's not a spoiler. I loved that moment in this episode where the ship kind of shed its kind of outer shell.
Oh, that is a spoiler, yeah.
Is it? Yeah, it's fine. I'm sure you can get a Lego set of the actual, you know, the 4-engined one, the one that looks like a helicopter.
All right, yeah.
And what I don't know
Already?
is, yeah, I don't know if it then transforms into the other type show. Yeah, the Onyx Cinder. My buddy John
That'd be
Goodson built the Onyx Cinder. Wow. Well, it's great work. Fabulous work. Yeah. Brilliant. Well, you enjoy your poo.
He
you
also
do that.
says it's a physical model.
Wow. Yeah.
So built.
And you know, and you can tell when someone puts their love into something like that, into the effects, the practical effects, I really feel it comes across on the screen. It really does.
Yeah.
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 We were speaking about pirates being on the high seas. I've had to sail the high seas to sample the delights of Creature Commandos, which is I've had to get it. I've had to pirate it because I can't get it in the UK.
Oh, right. Okay, that makes more sense.
Creature Commandos, which is the first tentative steps into the new DCU, you know, the DC universe, cinematic universe. And it's an animation written and produced by James Gunn. Very Suicide Squad like in that it is a ragtag group of anti-heroes. It's very interesting actually because Creature Commandos, in the first few episodes, it references James Gunn's Suicide Squad and Peacemaker.
Yeah.
So I'm already confused, and I don't know if this is a criticism or not, but I didn't think they were canon. I know we can get caught up in canon and what isn't canon, and should that really matter at the end of the day? But I didn't think they were going to be canon, but seemingly they are. So
I knew
fine.
Peacemaker. I knew
Fine.
Peacemaker was canon.
Except for the bit at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is a James Gunn joint, isn't it, Peacemaker? So makes sense for him to keep it. And it was great. It was excellent, Peacemaker.
And that's fine. I've got no problems with that at all, which means I have to go back and watch it again, I suppose. But they directly reference Suicide Squad in that, that was Task Force X, with Amanda Waller again trying to collect these ragtag group of humanoids or humans, or what do they call them? I forgot what I call them.
Metahumans.
Metahumans. Thank you, Jimmy. Saying, this collection of anti-heroes to go and save the world. That failed, and Amanda Waller apparently isn't now allowed to use humans, so she has to use unhuman people. So she's got the Bride of Frankenstein. She's got a GI robot, which is a robot from World War II.
Can you bring up pictures of these people, Stu? I haven't seen this.
Kill Nazis. Yes. Okay, that's a good point. Thank you for reminding me.
That sounds good. That sounds good. His only directive is to kill Nazis.
Yeah. I'll get into. I mean, I'm loving this show. It's really difficult because I'm not the most. It's quite hard to get in. I don't know how to torrent things, and I'm having to rely on Midian, good friend of the show, Renaissance Men alumni. He's feeding me the episodes piecemeal, and I'm loving it. I get so excited when he feeds me a new episode to watch. Here we go.
I haven't seen this trailer. Can we watch it?
Oh, princess.
Yeah.
United States is in the business of
Invincible in style, isn't it?
By any means necessary.
Yes. I like the animation.
Congress said
like Gorilla Gold.
Human prisoners.
Gosh, it's very violent. Very violent.
These assholes.
It's an adult. It's only one for the adults, not for the kids.
That's the voice of Waller as well, isn't it?
Yes. That is Rick Flag Sr., so his son is in the Suicide Squad.
It's Dr. Phosphor.
Why are you doing this? It's business.
That's the Weasel. That is in Suicide Squad.
We know it has what it takes to survive. That's Nina Mazursky.
Daddy?
Last one is G.I.
There it is.
Robot.
Cheers to the Tin Man.
Loves the Nazi.
I know you all aren't exactly enthusiastic about this mission.
I didn't realize I had a choice.
You said you wanted me to be a hero. Not like that.
With a joy that's hard to hide.
Until we find out the truth of what's going on here. We're supposed to be on the same damn team.
G.I.
Friend Nina. And you're bound to see my other side.
Shish kebab.
I'm just a soul whose intentions are good.
Nice.
Don't be so
Yeah.
hyperbolically violent. You need therapy.
Hold on, please don't let me. Hold on, please don't let me. Please don't let me. Please don't let me.
You wanted monsters. You got monsters.
Oh, December 5th.
He's not a Nazi, G.I.
I love it. The only pleasure he gets is from killing Nazis. I've been loving it. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Yes, it does. It is very James Gunn in nature. It does have very similar beats to Suicide Squad, and or Guardians. To be honest, Guardians of the Galaxy. In presentation, it's very James Gunn. It has there's moments of action and really iconic bits of music. But I love that, and I'm loving this. What sets it apart for me is, there is a story going on, a grander narrative, but there's episodes where they focus on each of the members of the Creature Commandos, and it tells a really personal story. And in particular, the GI Robot one is is heartbreaking and hilarious at the same time. And they're,
Oh, no
they've
spoilers.
no spoilers at all. But there's lots of episodes like that. You know, I haven't watched the whole series, so I don't know if they continue like that. But yeah, I would thoroughly recommend it if you want, not just because it's like the first stepping stones into the DCU and what that may bring. And we've got the Superman trailer to look at later on in the show, but I think it's just a really interesting, well done, visually exciting TV show, to be honest. Really hard to get hold of over here in the UK. It's out in the States, but I assume it'll get picked up over here somewhere. But
Here's my thoughts, Stu.
go on, Jimmy the Saint. Let's get rid of that. Let's yeah.
As much as I liked the look of that,
Yep.
and I'm sure I'll enjoy it,
Yep.
what's the point? Like, is it gonna? That's not gonna bring people back to the DCU. Do you know what I mean? Like a
No, it's
cartoon
not.
about.
Yeah. It's a very
like
weird place to
Marvel-
start it, isn't it?
Even though Marvel have done two cartoons,
Mm.
it took them ages to get to them, and they did X-Men '97 because they knew that people wanted that again, and they did the What If, and the What If all ties in still, but it's not really connected, so you can have separate stories.
Yeah.
What is it like? Oh, we're kicking the new DCU, we're rebooting it, and we're kicking it off with a cartoon that you can't even get in the UK.
Yeah, I get it.
With characters you don't know. It's
weird.
I mean, I don't know where you start with the DC because it's such a mess.
Mm.
I know why you'd start with Superman, but
it's almost like they would have been better off not saying that at the start. Just release this, and then maybe get Superman out, and then have a bit of a make an announcement to say, oh yeah, the canon is this, and this, and then include Creature Commandos in that. But yeah. I get it's not a great. It's almost like they don't have much faith in it, so they're just kind of testing the water and saying, right, well, we'll push this out, see how people take to this. I don't know. It is a bit of a mess, but don't let that put you off the quality of this, because it does stand on its own. I think it stands on its own own merits, and I think we can get caught up in these grander like cinematic universes, and I don't know if the way that Marvel do it is that the best way of doing it. I don't know if it is anymore. I mean, James Gunn's come out and said, I want to look at it more as, how they did Star Wars, or how they do Star Wars, in that it's not just one grand narrative that you have to follow. And if you miss X, Y, and Z, then you're not going to get the whole story. Have these different films and stories and TV shows happening in and around this world that you're creating, but not necessarily have them all interlinking. And I think that's a better way of doing it. As I don't know. Am I explaining myself very well? I feel like I'm not.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I mean, his Guardians were that, weren't they? They were. I mean, they were ultimately linked, but they were very separate at first,
Indeed.
weren't they?
Yeah, it felt like it was set outside everything that had come before it, didn't it? Very much so. Yeah, and
then they just brought them in nicely. Perhaps
that's the approach Gunn will take, and I think that might be my preferred approach, but we'll see. The danger is that everything might feel too disconnected, and you get situations like this where people think, do I need to watch this? What is this? This isn't this being the Creature Commandos. Do I need to watch this? Is this something I want to watch? Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult balance.
It's going to be a very different DC world run by Gunn, isn't it, than Snyder? I've been seeing some discord between Snyder and Gunn or something or other. I haven't watched any videos in it, but just things have been popping up. But like, you look at Snyder, who's so serious and dark and gritty, and I love Watchmen and I love 300. But his superhero films have been they've been misses, really, all of them, haven't they?
Yeah.
And Gunn is a lot. I think Gunn stuff's going to be a lot more fun. I mean, I've seen the Superman trailer. I
Yeah.
saw it before Christmas, and I think it looks great. You
Mm.
know, and you can see Gunn's influence on it, can't you?
Yeah, it's bright, it's
I just
colourful.
don't
It's
know what this cartoon. Yeah, I just don't know what this cartoon's for. But I will watch it if I get access to it. It looks great. But,
hit me up. I'll I can get you access if you want. Yeah,
Mm.
just saying. Just saying.
yeah,
See, it feels like we should. I don't know. Do we want to? Do we need to watch the Superman trailer? Shall I bring it up now? And we don't need to do a hot take. We don't need to
Yeah,
react to
yeah.
it.
Bring
do
it
we?
up.
I'll bring it
Let's
up and
do it.
we can discuss it. But I don't.
Bring it
It's a
up.
shame. Yeah, I'll do it. Because it leads into obviously what we were just talking about. But you make a good point, Jimmy, in that it does. It felt like very much they were removing themselves from what had come before, the Snyder stuff. You know, it's very well. Let's watch it. You know, let's stop talking about it and let's watch the blazing.
Yeah, put it on, Stu. Give us some volume.
Yeah, it would help, wouldn't it?
Yeah, this is nice. Seeing him vulnerable as well. You need to see Superman vulnerable.
I think he looks great as Clark Kent. I think
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of people say actually it's the first time that you could be confused by the two, not just like doing that.
Yeah.
I love the use of the music.
Yeah, I wish I could hear it. I did hear it when I watched it before.
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry.
Lois. Dada Papa Kent. First time we've seen a old Jonathan Kent. It's good. It's diversity.
Yeah.
Diversity in the movies.
I was worried about Crypto until the bit where we see him, and I thought,
Yeah.
Crypto.
that's going to work.
Home. Daily
Yeah.
home.
I'm fine with it. We've seen Superman so many times. Like, give us Crypto, fine. That looks great. I'm worried about him.
Superman.
Nathan Fillion. Gotta love Nathan Fillion. I love how many characters there are and monsters and stuff. Look at this, Iron Robot. Whatever the hell that is. People that can actually fight Superman, and hopefully there'll be a bit more real. There'll be fights where they're not just destroying cities. Big summer blockbuster.
Yeah, I mean, I loved that trailer. I thought it was a great trailer. As Phoenix says, I will acknowledge the chat, by the way, because I know it's popping off. The music was great. You know, the interpretation of the John Williams theme.
That's what it is, isn't it? Yeah.
I wasn't sold on the film when it was first announced, and then they said Crypto was going to be it, and then we saw the suit, and it all looked a bit. I'm not sure about this, but seeing it in motion and on the screen, it kind of it's got me excited for it. Me excited for it.
Me too.
I can't wait.
What would be your thoughts on next for the DCU? I'd say stay away from any of the characters that they've done already for a while.
Yes. Well, they're doing Supergirl next, aren't they? With Millie Alcock, who was in House of the Dragon. You know, she was the girl version of the grown woman in House of the Dragon or House of Dragons. I always forget the name of that. So she's Supergirl, and Momoa is going to be. Is it Lobo?
Has he been cast?
Yeah,
has he
I
actually
believe
been
he
cast
has.
as Lobo?
Yeah, I believe he has. So that's interesting.
Good. This sounds more fun. This is good. They should stay away from Batman. They should stay away from Wonder Woman. keeps fine. This version of Superman's good, and it's hard to do DC without Superman. But bring in these other characters who we haven't seen and save Batman for ages. I know they're doing another Batman, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're doing another one of them.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with
Keep
someone at
that
work
separate.
the other day, and they said, "Oh, I watched that new Batman because it's on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's come to Netflix." And they said, I can't get into it." I said, "No, it's because it's rubbish and it's dull, and it's boring. That's why you won't get into it. It wasn't great, was it? It wasn't great. I didn't think anyway.
I fell asleep. I fell
I know you
asleep.
did. Yeah.
My main issue was just everyone was speaking like this.
Yeah.
Everyone was speaking like that. Catwoman, Gordon, like everyone. I was like, no, there needs to be some variety around this.
Yeah.
I
really need to do that. So
oh,
I'll go.
Well,
Can you riff for 5 minutes or 5 minutes a minute?
yeah. Well, was there anything that I'll go on to talk about what I was going to talk about next, which was Is he going? Yeah,
I
it
will
was
go,
going to.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to talking of creature commandos and beasts. What I watched with my children was Beast Games on Prime. I'm sure everyone out there knows who Mr. Beast is, one of the biggest YouTube stars in the world. He has obviously made himself famous by doing these like challenges with people where he has like 100 people in a circle and the circle keeps getting smaller and the last person to leave the circle wins, $100,000, or people with hands on cars and things. And obviously he got into some controversy as well through his career, like most YouTubers do. Lucky me and Stu haven't yet. And he's made millions and millions of dollars, and from what I understand from what he said, he always puts it back into what he does, into the different things that he does. He's done like American Ninja style games, but he's now got a show on Prime called Beast Games. Obviously it's stolen from Squid Games. 1,000 people he has on this show, 1,000 contestants, and there is $5 million to be won on Beast Games. And I don't know how many episodes are out yet. I've watched 3 episodes. I found it absolutely incredible. It was intense. It was nerve-wracking. If like he's okay, Mr. Beast is okay to watch. His friends are a bit fucking annoying. But if you can get past that, it's a real look into what the chance of winning $5 million does to people and what they'll do to win and their emotion.
I'm here. I'm coming. I'm coming. Here we go.
Hey, Stu, I'm just talking about Beast Games.
Have
you watched any of it yet?
No. Obviously, I know of the Beast.
Yeah. Well, I just gave a quick overview of who Mr. Beast is and what he's doing. This is his new show on Prime, Stu. He has 1,000 contestants and they can win $5 million. The amount of money that's been spent on this game show is incredible. I think he said like something like 150 million or something like that. 1,000 contestants, Stu, and it whittles them down. They're all on these boxes for the first episode. And the first challenge they get, I mean, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler, is he goes, right, I need to whittle you down to 500, I think it is. And they're all standing on this grid, as you can see on those boxes. And they've all got a button in front of them. And he says, right, I'll give $20,000 to whoever presses their button first. But if you press your button, you get $20,000. You're out the game. And so is everyone on your line.
Oh,
so obviously everyone on the line is looking at each other, going, "You're going to press? You don't press! Don't press! We've got a chance of winning, $5 million here." And they're just trying to convince. And he keeps upping the money, and suddenly someone presses it, and these people are bawling tears. Like it's incredible seeing how this money affects these people, and them going, "I thought we were friends." They've known each other for like 2 or 3 days. These people, and they're going, "Oh, I love you." It's so American.
yeah.
But it's amazing just watching their reactions to not having that chance to win 5 million, and then they go to a city that he's built, where they have to play games, and they're going to be living there, It's quite incredible. It's
So
quite incredible. I
feels like
I
a
would
real
recommend
life
it.
Squid Games,
Yeah, yeah.
but with a YouTube celebrity.
Yeah, but he's fine, Mr. Beast. He's entertaining enough. As I said to the listeners, I said his friends are annoying. They're annoying little twats, they're like frat boys. But he's fine. And yeah, it's on Prime. Yep, there's probably about 6 episodes out now, I reckon. I'd highly recommend it if you're like, Christ, I don't know what to watch. Just put on this as an entertaining bit of game show, like a mixture of YouTube and Squid Games. Check it out, Beast Games.
I reckon. I think Benji might like this because I mean he hasn't really. He watches a lot of YouTube as kids do these days, but he hasn't really. He knows of Mr. Beast, but he doesn't watch his videos.
I watched the 3 episodes with my kids.
And did they
My
enjoy
little girl
it?
was crying. My little girl was crying. She's got huge amounts of empathy. And I was going, take the money, just take that money and run. And she's like, no, but they should win 5 million. I'm like, you don't understand. They're not going to, one person's going to win it. Like, take this money. And then she'd get upset when someone took some money and upset other people. It was quite,
I think
very sweet. But
I do think Ben should love this because he loves competitive kind of reality shows like this. We were just watching. Obviously, we're going to talk briefly about the Traitors. He loves the Traitors. He loves. There's one we've been watching called Snowflake Island, which which is a brilliant concept. You take these these proverbial snowflakes, really brattish, just very sensitive young adults, shove them on an island with some survival experts and tell them just to get on with life. And they've got in the first episode, they basically blow up all of their possessions. They gather them round. The survival experts just kind of piled all their suitcases and stuff in a big pile, and they just explode it. It's brilliant.
it sounds great.
It's highly
What's this on?
exploitative. But it's hilarious. I think it's on Amazon. I think it was Amazon.
Wow.
It's on something.
Well, as you say, these things are very popular and
They are.
good for families. But that was Beast Games. And Stu, you was going to say we'll move on to another reality thing for families with manipulating people.
Yes.
Traitors.
It's back. Obviously, we went big.
It's back, baby.
We went big on the Traitors last year with Diane's
Celebrity guest.
son-in-law. Son-in-law? That was right. That was the relationship, wasn't it?
Yeah, son-in-law, Sam Swainsbury, yeah.
Good old Swains. Sadly, Diane isn't. I almost said she's not with us. She is still with us, but just not on the show.
Yeah.
Traitors Series 3 has started on the BBC.
Sorry, Stu, do you want to get the IMDb down from the other side?
I'm working on it.
Cheers. Oh, he's working on it, yeah.
I'm working on it.
Sorry, Stu.
It's all right, mate.
Sorry, Series 3 has started on the BBC, yeah.
Chance to decide who you're going to be.
Let's get rid of that. It's only a few episodes in this. The first week has happened, and we've got the usual collection of idiots and people desperate for fame. But I think it's too early to judge. I always find with these types of shows that the characters come to the fore. Oh, that's rubbish. Come to the fore the longer that the show goes on. Diane really didn't really blossom until I'd say into the second or third week of them airing, like episodes, I don't know, 3 through 6. I'm still at the point where there's people that turn up on the screen. I'm thinking, who the hell are you? Where are they come from?
Francesca? Is it Francesca?
The
middle-aged woman?
I haven't learned the names yet. That's another thing. I haven't really kind of connected with them enough to learn their names. So it's only really as, like I say, the series gets into the latter stages that they really start to kind of hook their claws into my heart.
Well, there's a lot of people still at the moment, isn't there? How many people are in there? 22 it starts with or something?
Yeah, there seemed
22?
a lot. There seemed a lot. Whether it's more this year, I don't know, but there did seem a lot. Yeah. And they immediately whittled them down, didn't they? Immediately in that first episode.
Got rid of 3.
Yep, idiots. Yep. They thought they were being so selfless, and they had.
Oh, are you up to date?
I think so.
You watched 3 episodes?
Yeah.
What happened at the end of episode 3?
I don't know.
The carriage.
Oh, I didn't
That said
notice
rail
that.
replacement. Mm-hmm.
Blow my mind.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. I saw them, but I just it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, of course. Why did I
They're
not connect those
coming.
dots? Bloody brilliant. That's why I love this show. There's always surprises around the corner. Always surprises.
It's a good fun show. It is a
It
good
is.
fun show.
It's difficult to talk about because we haven't seen the whole thing, and it's only really when you get to that stage when twists and turns and relationships and people turn on each other. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't kind of watched it yet, but we are watching it. We're loving it. What more else is there to say? I guess no one's stood out for me yet. I don't know if they have for you. In terms of
As
like
what? As a potential.
characters or potential winners or characters, or I quite liked Armani, but
Mm-hmm.
I hated her but liked her. She was great fodder.
I like Kaz, the Doctor.
Yes. Like
Um,
Kaz.
I like
That dottery old woman. She's quite funny. She looks
Linda. Is it Linda?
Yeah, I think so. She doesn't really know what she's doing or where she is. Or,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. She doesn't know if she's faithful or traitor.
yeah.
It's a great show. If you like a bit of skullduggery, if you like a little of a bit of backstabbery,
Love it.
I think it's good that and the challenges sort of I'm not really interested in the challenges they have to do.
That's the I
They're not
feel
really
it's the
that
worst
fun.
bit. No, it is the
Yeah.
worst bit. I would just rather have an hour of them in the round table, just slagging each other
Yeah.
off and voting
Just
for each
going
other.
mad at each other, yeah.
Yeah, fucking wanker.
It's
You
like
bastard.
extreme wink murder, isn't it? It's like a
Yes. Yes. I don't know what that is, but I'll say yes.
wink
a
murder
parlour
is the
game.
game where everyone's in a circle and you have a
Yep.
detective in the middle and someone's the murderer and they're just looking around the circle and the person has to wink at and when you get winked at, you die. And the detective in the middle is trying to guess who the murderer is.
I've never heard of that.
No?
No.
Something for Stu to try this year. Oysters and wink murder.
Yeah. That's an evening and a half, isn't it? That is.
Oh, yeah. That's a big...
Um,
But you're right. There's not a lot we can say about the Traitors. If you haven't watched it before, you don't need to have watched previous seasons
No.
either, do you?
no, they're all
You can get straight into it.
they're all standalone series. You can get straight into it. Yeah, it's great. If you love, as Jimmy says, if you love stabbing people in the back, you'll love this.
Yeah, 3 episodes on the iPlayer already.
It's no Snowflake Island, but it'll do.
Snowflake Island sounds great. What did you say that was on?
I can't remember. I think it's Prime.
Is it the dark web?
Yeah. Let's acknowledge this chat because I feel like I've let them go too long. Rock's in the chat. Hello, Rock. He's probably been and gone. Hello, Rock. That was some time ago we got that message. Thank you, sir. I hope you had a nice Christmas, Rock. I feel like I haven't spoke to you in a while, so I hope you're doing all right, doing well, keeping healthy and all that. What rating is
Is
Rating
it
is
probably
it?
supposed to say? I can't remember what we're talking about.
I think that might be Superman. I don't know, 12, I would say. Surely nothing more than a 12A. 12?
12A, I reckon. There's going to be blood in it, isn't there? And there'll probably be one swear word, one F-bomb.
Music was great. Yes, it was. I loved that music. Like the guitar riff of John Williams. Fantastic. He'd be rolling in his grave probably if he was dead.
Yeah, I was going to say he's not dead. I was chatting to my mother about John Williams the other day. I mentioned him, and she went, "Who is he?" I went through some of the films, and it's quite incredible, isn't it, John Williams?
Oh,
like,
yeah, what a run he's had. Yeah, what a run.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
Superman.
Yep.
Star Wars.
Yep.
Jaws.
Yep.
Home Alone.
What? Holy shit! I never knew that.
Jurassic Park.
Yep.
Indiana Jones.
There he is. There's the boy.
Oh, we're bringing it up. We're bringing it up.
Yeah. Composer. That's what we want.
West Side.
Composer.
What we got? All the indie stuff, look. All the Star Wars, all of it.
Yeah.
The Oscars.
What? This that doesn't list it in a
The
readable style. does it?
BFG. Lincoln.
Words of
Uncredited.
Warwick.
Is that Warwick Davis just
Yeah.
chatting? Jaws, the rest of it. Lego Batman.
I hope Warwick is. That's a good point. I hope Warwick is all right because his wife died, didn't she? I'm sure she did tragically. And I don't think
she left.
I don't think I've heard much of him since then. I hope he's doing all right.
Well, I saw him the other day on a show that I've been watching on Prime with my daughter, which is a Harry Potter cake competition.
Oh, okay. That must have been fairly recent then. Okay, as long as he's doing all right, because you do worry, don't you, sometimes?
It's basically the Bake Off, but at the Harry Potter studios. It's great. What else? Like all the indie films, Superman Returns, Confession of a Teenage Supergirl. What? Sounds like pornography.
Doesn't it?
Memoirs of a Geisha. Oh, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Oh, he must have done the Potter theme.
Oh, did he do Potter? He did. Oh, everything, every theme tune you can think of. And some people say, Hans Zimmer's the best, or Tim Burton. I'll give Tim Burton credit. I love Tim Burton stuff, but I couldn't just suddenly whistle a Tim Burton tune from something.
What's
maybe
the Schindler's List
I might be able to
tune?
do. Oh, you don't remember that? Hitler. Hitler's the guy. You don't remember that? It was a classic. Hitler is our friend. Hitler is our best friend. Oh, that's the Phantom Menace. No, I'm getting confused.
Hitler was the Phantom Menace. Who knows?
Witches of Eastwick. That's a great film.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. No.
Space Camp.
Huh.
Did he do Back to the Future? I don't know if he did do Back to the Future. Oh, E.T., of course.
Lots of all the hits.
Mm.
All the hits.
Yeah. Are we just going to keep going? We're back in the 70s. We're still going.
Yeah, that's enough of that.
Needless to say, he's done a bit. What are we talking about, John Williams?
I don't know. DRB says my ex was obsessed with the Harry Potter cakes.
The TV show. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
Oh.
Yeah, we're talking about the music in Superman. Yeah. Bloody
Hitler,
great.
He'll never he'll never tickle you, jazz hands.
Hitler, he'll never tickle. Is that what rhymes with Hitler? Tickle you.
Rock aged considerably since he typed that. Yeah. Hope you're all right, Rock.
And we send our love to Warwick.
Indeed. Yes.
So we're recommending Traitors. We're recommending Snowflake Island.
Yeah,
we're recommending Beast Games.
Do you want to talk about Wicked briefly? It was good. I hear it's good. Amanda's watched it. I want to go see it. Shall I go see it? I love a musical.
Do you?
I do.
Oh, go and watch it then. Why haven't you watched it yet?
I don't know. I think it's going to be on Sky soon. I think you can watch it on there. So I'll just watch it.
You can, yeah. Yeah. Well, I went just off the cuff, just suddenly. I didn't know I was going to go, and then me and a friend went. I was concerned. I'd seen, I'm Ariana Grande. I'm friends with her brother. We're good mates. We're friends on Facebook. Frankie. Went out clubbing with him once. But her and Cynthia, I can't remember her surname, sorry, in interviews come across really fucking odd, really weird. And I was very concerned because I hadn't seen Ariana Grande act in anything. And Michelle Yeoh, I find hit and miss. And Jeff Goldblum recently I've found a bit hit and miss. Apart from being Chaos, which I watched over Christmas, which he was fucking brilliant in. But Stu shouldn't have worried. It is phenomenal. Wicked.
Wow.
It is It's like
Wicked.
2 hours and 40 minutes long, so you certainly get your money's worth.
That is a concern of mine. How long it is.
Don't worry about it.
No, and it's only they're doing another one, aren't they? Like, it's
Yeah, it's only
halfway
part
through.
1. Yeah,
Oh.
it says to be continued. But it's Ariana Grande is hilarious in it. She's so good. She's so funny.
Sorry.
And there's
Yeah.
a lovely. It starts. This is the start where you see the hat. So that's at the end of Wizard of Oz. You see the monkey, and then you see Dorothy and the Tin Man and Scarecrow walking back up the yellow brick road. And you're like, ah! And it starts with this big celebration in the Munchkin land about the witch being killed. Big celebration. They're all loving it. And Glinda, she comes down in a bubble, and they're like, "Yeah, she's dead." And they burn a big effigy of her and stuff.
Oh,
And then
dear.
at the end of all the singing and stuff, they go, "Is it true that you were friends with her?" And she's like, "Oh, I knew her. I'll tell you the story." And then she starts by telling the story of how she knew her, and it's great because Glinda's the bitch. You know, she's the mean girl, and you got Greenie there, who's very nice. So they do a really good job of what Greenie meanie.
But no, just calling her
do a really
Greenie.
They do a really good job of fleshing out these characters. Like they give everyone time and the chance to breathe, and the story a chance to breathe, and getting all the songs in as well. The singing's fantastic.
So my question is with Wicked. Forgive me,
Easter eggs.
sorry, Jimmy, for
Mhm.
interrupting. Is obviously she is the Wicked Witch of the what? West? Is it West? Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I mean, how do they go from? Or how do they get to that? Because I assume she is meant, throughout the film, is she a likable character? How do they make her bad? Is that
Watch and
explained?
see. Well, in part 1, you can see her on her way,
Okay.
but it starts. There's going to be a heel turn at some point, and face
Yes.
turns and stuff. It's great. It's got good little mystery to it. That's all practical as well. That train, like, there's a lot of practical effects in it. Yeah, I do recommend it. I had a great laugh watching it. It was a nice cinematic. It was worth seeing. It was worth seeing in the cinema. It was a nice cinematic spectacle.
I will give it a go. I'm not desperate. I sound desperate. I'm not desperate to see it, but I do want to see it, and I will see it. For a good 5-day period, I was humming nothing but the tunes from it. So it was
Have
in
you
there.
seen the play?
No, I haven't at all. But you couldn't escape it online, could you? Like, everywhere you went was videos of them two
Yeah.
being interviewed, or TikToks of just people dancing to the songs, or whatever it
Oh
was.
yeah, they've pushed it. They've really pushed it.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen the stage show. I always wanted to see the stage show, but never have.
Whatever.
But
I don't know this. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. It may be the whole point in the film, but I don't know. All right, that's all I'm saying.
it's it's good. It's good.
There's the effigy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Creative
Go check it
license.
out.
Creative license. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, look, she hasn't got a big pointy nose. I hope by the end of the film she has got. By the end of the second one, she's got a big pointy nose. I'll be upset if she hasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happens.
What's that?
It's great. Check it
Nice.
out.
Will do. I will do. Amanda's watched it. She loved it. She wants me to see it, and at some point this year, I'm going to see Les Mis in the theatre.
Oh,
I can't wait.
we're in
I
London.
can't wait. Yeah. Absolutely. Is that it for Jimmy the Saint? I think that's all your bits, isn't it?
There was one film that we both watched, which we both thought was
yeah.
maybe one of the worst films we've ever seen.
Yeah, the red one.
Christmas film, the red one, starring The Rock
Yeah.
and Chris Evans of Captain America fame. And
yes.
what a joke this was. Do you know what, Stu? The biggest issue with this for me was I watched it with my mother and 3 of my children, all aged under 9. I didn't know who this film was for. Sometimes, like, people didn't know what film they were in. The Rock and Lucy Liu thought they were in The Bourne Identity. J.K. Simmons didn't give a shit. Uh, Chris Evans, I don't know what he was doing either. He's the least convincing hacker. He should have been a hacker. It's what my dad went to watch Swordfish the other night, where Hugh Jackman's a hacker. And when you say hacker, you don't picture you don't picture Wolverine and Captain America, do you?
No.
Look at Lucy Liu. It was so weird. And they say the word shit probably about 12 times in it. So it was so unnecessary. The Rock wasn't funny, and none of it was funny.
No, you did better than me, because I gave up, I reckon, 2/3 into the film. So I have no idea.
God.
I don't know what the premise was, and I don't know. I have no conclusion either. So I'm thoroughly unfulfilled from the film.
I'll tell you the premise. The premise is The Rock is one day away from retirement because because the naughty list is longer than the nice list for the first time in history, and he doesn't see the magic anymore. Santa's like, you'll be all right. Santa gets kidnapped.
Oh, I forgot about
And he
that.
gets kidnapped because Captain America is like a hacker or a tracer, and he's sold the whereabouts to Santa to someone. They don't know who. He sold it to someone. He didn't know that's what he was tracing, but that's what it was. So he goes, right, you two team up and go and find Santa. And who has taken Santa is the Christmas witch. Oh God! And there's Krampus, who's Santa's brother.
Was that her from Sabrina, the teenage witch series? Yeah.
Yeah. They hired the witch from Sabrina to play a witch in this. And Lucy Liu's the boss.
Yeah. Rubbish.
And Chris Evans is on the naughty list, and he's a bit of a deadbeat dad, and he's got to get back to being a good dad, and The Rock needs to get his groove back. It is absolutely fucking shocking. It is so. The Rock is so uncharismatic in it. It's like Men in. It's a shit Men in Black. It's that. That's what it is. Do you know what I mean?
They'll probably make many more of them, won't they? This is probably the start of a franchise.
But this has been a massive bomb. Lost
has it? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Some Christmas cheer at last.
Loads of money, and The Rock got in like. I think it lost a lot of money because they had to wait for The Rock, and he was late all the time and pissing in bottles and stuff. There's been all this weird stuff coming out about The Rock. But it's obviously his production company, so he's like, I'll turn up when I want, I'll work out when I want, and I'll piss in a bottle if I want.
Mm-hmm.
Simmons barely does anything in it. Yeah,
it just works out, doesn't he? It was probably just doing his actual workout routine, and they just just come along. We'll kill two birds with the same stone. Absolute rubbish. Rubbish.
Avoid. We've recommended everything else tonight, and we spoke about good stuff, but this, avoid.
DRB asks, is your mother under 9?
No, she's not. Sorry. I'll let you steal candy from a baby. Jesus Christ.
There we go. That was our Week in Geek. It's been a packed one because it's been the Christmas period and we've been up to a lot, but a good one, Jimmy, a good one.
A lot.
Can we appreciate J.K. Simmons though? He's fit.
You want us just to take a minute?
Or he's fit, or he's quite fit, as in that fit, or
I think she means that one.
Yeah.
If you like J.K. Simmons, watch Whiplash. That is a brilliant J.K. Simmons movie.
Derby states it doesn't matter where the Rock pisses. Indeed,
it doesn't matter.
Yep. Right, let's wrap this show up, shall we, Jimmy T, with some Man Finally stories for you. It's that, let's wrap it up in and finally. Here we go. Jimmy's moment of silence. I like to think it's where Jimmy reflects throughout the show. Just sits there, contemplates on how it's gone and how it's going to go in the future.
I was thinking about J.K. Simmons. Taking that time.
I've loved him since I heard him shouting at Peter Parker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Was
really
it?
does.
Oh, it's a perfect casting, wasn't he?
Oh, very much so. Yep. Jimmy is saying, and finally, it's that moment, that part of the show where we try to wrap things up in a bow and go out on a laugh. I can only find one real laugh.
Not surprised. It's going to be that kind of year, Stu.
I think it might be. It certainly hasn't started well for this woman, and it's not really laugh as it's one of those laughs where you're laughing at someone else's unfortunate, like we would laugh at you, for example. We would laugh at this woman. She's had
Okay.
a bad start to the year. If I could get the bloody link to work. Here we go. And
She dead?
bless her. No. She has super glued her eyes shut.
Why is this our end finally story?
Have I misjudged the evening? Is this on a par with the squirrel that died tragically that I got ridiculed for many years ago?
Well, I don't remember the squirrel dying. I remember an animal eating another animal, which
That
you
was it.
brought to the
Beg
table.
your pardon.
Is that it?
Yeah. But this
Mum's seeking-
this woman from Concord, which I think is a lovely place name, it's in America. She accidentally glued her eyes shut. The woman's daughter says her mum wears contacts and she grabbed the nail glue instead of the eye drops. She put the glue in one of her eyes. The other eye she keeps closed, according to family, due to sensitivity. The mother ended up having to go to hospital. She has visited a doctor several times, but they're not able to get the glue out of her eye. It has to remain shut for 5 to 7 weeks.
Why are you laughing at this story? This is one of my worst nightmares, the idea of super gluing one's eye shut. Whenever I use super glue, I'm always terrified.
Oh, and that's the end of it.
That's the end of it. Oh my God.
That's the
That's
story.
your funny story to end of how a woman has got to keep her eye closed due to glue and she might lose her sight.
There's no happy ending here. No, just yeah. On that bombshell.
Stu, that is unbelievable. Stu, I mean, let's try and finish on a positive note. Have you been back to Fat Fighters since the new year started?
Oh, yes, I have. I put on. I think I put on.
£28.
I put on. I think it was £4 over Christmas, which I wasn't too displeased with. You know, it's Christmas, isn't it? You know, you got to.
You got to put on weight.
Exactly. But I've had a good week since. So onwards and downwards is the motto, is the mantra we like to chant at Fat Fighters. Onwards and downwards.
So you use chant onwards and downwards.
No, we don't.
No, oh,
I feel we should. Onwards and downwards. But no,
Yeah.
so far so good, really. And I'm still running, consistently running 5Ks. So we're still doing that. Yeah, life is good.
good for you, Stu. I
For
hope
me.
you don't glue your eyes shut. Son of a.
That it, yeah. Excellent, lovely. Phoenix, she went and watched Red One at the cinema. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Phoenix.
DLB,
Bent out of the house.
you should have seen other artwork. No, I thought I took that as a eyes glued shut gag, not as in.
Oh, right.
she went out to the cinema. She was wheeled. Phoenix, her tragic
Yeah.
body was wheeled out to the cinema.
I didn't read the whole sentence. I just went watch Red One at the cinema. I went, oh, bless Paul Phoenix. But yes, the woman went to watch Red One at the cinema and glued her eyes shut on purpose because the film's so bad.
Yeah.
It was a good joke. I'm so sorry. It was a good gag.
Yeah. Cyclops is in some hot. Cyclops is hot in some quarters. Yep. I suppose it could be.
Some quarters of the world.
Is it 5 to 7 weeks later yet? Is there? No, there is no follow up. We don't know. I suppose I could look. Let me
Find her on. Can we find her on Twitter?
Concord woman, eye glue.
Unbelievable. Just following this poor woman's. This is like the equivalent of just like a bloke had a heart attack. and we're just going to see this in funny, in lighter news. A man had a heart attack.
And that's it.
Yeah, you're evil, Stu.
Can't resist
I've
my
got a feeling
wheelchair.
this. He can't resist my wheelchair.
Yeah. No, there's no follow up.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
this story is only from a day ago, so it's fairly recent news. So we won't know. I guess we'll have
No.
to keep we'll have to keep an eye out for an update. Hey,
We will keep you updated on Stu's horrible
Hey.
news story. Our thoughts and prayers are with her.
I usually go to Reddit. Reddit is usually quite a good source for funny news.
Yeah.
So let's take a live dip. We've got 4 minutes to spare, Jimmy. Don't worry.
Okay, 4 minutes, yeah.
I know you. I know you're keen to get to the pub.
No, I'm good. I'll get the Guinness. I'm good.
Oh, I can't get up.
Oh, he's having a little look. Is this how they do it on the news?
Yeah, I
They
think
probably would, wouldn't they? Live news, just come in.
Yeah, Trevor McDonald just goes down to Reddit.
And he goes, and finally, woman glues her eye shut. Hilarity ensues.
Yeah, it's what we got. Hang on, what we got?
Haven't heard much of Trump lately, have we?
No. Zuckerberg insists 5,000 square foot underground structure in his secret Hawaii compound is not a doomsday bunker.
Okay.
It's a sex dungeon. That's what it is.
Oh, God, I thought it was some bird news.
No, so did I. Kim Jong-un bans hot dogs from North Koreans, cooking them an act of treason. Why didn't I go with that?
They love hot dogs in Korea.
Do they?
Yeah, big. Oh, no. I wasn't even making a joke.
No.
I'm missing even my own jokes now.
I know.
I'm out of practice. No, they slice up frankfurters and put them in a lot of cooking. And spam. It's probably more South Korea, though.
Yeah, North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un is known for his intense crackdowns on its citizens. And now the popular food item has been banned.
That's a sin.
It's grown in popularity in South Korea, and Kim has since declared that serving sausages is now an act of treason against North Korea. Huh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not a hot dog. What? That is not a hot dog.
Hot dog?
What is that? That's... Oh, you can't see it.
No, I can't see anything. What are you showing us?
I'm so sorry.
Was you looking at something that we're not?
I was merrily going through. Yeah, I was merrily going through the story. Yeah.
I'm still looking.
Yeah, I know you are. I was looking at this. There he is.
Look at that flat top. That's great.
I know. And that, according to this
That's
article,
a
is a
corn
hot
dog.
dog. That's a corn dog.
That's a corn dog. Yeah.
Sake.
Giblets, not giblet. Oh, but look, there's sliced. Can you see sliced hot dog there?
Oh, I can. Yeah. Oh, that looks.
And that's awful. That's awful.
That does look.
Awful.
That does look bloody awful.
Yeah, but they do fry hot dogs a lot in their food. Delicious. It's delicious. Comes with they serve it with noodles and stuff. I think hot dogs and spam became big in Korea after the war.
Okay.
When the GIs would, it was all over there, and suddenly it took off. They fry their spam. They get a tin of spam and they slice it and then fry it.
Stu hates women. What the hell?
Yeah, I know. On that bombshell.
Where's that come from? What did I say? What did I say?
You said you hate women, Stu.
I must have said something, mustn't I? Oh,
you're gonna get cancelled.
Yeah, just a disabled.
Before you get cancelled and slaughtered, Stu.
DRB, my incredible sausage is still on. that was a chip, I think. DRB had found a massive chip once. There's a photo of a really big chip. Go hunt it out.
Did it go viral?
I don't think it went viral, but it was impressive. It was impressive. Anyway, let's wrap this up.
On that bombshell.
On that bombshell, thank you so much for joining us. Jimmy, thank you for your time this evening. I hope it's Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's got this year off to a start, hasn't it? It's got this year off to a bang, Stu.
We're back. Renaissance men are back for 2025. We're back and ready to crack on. Right, let's just thank those in the chat. Thank you, Derby. That chip was huge. Yep, it really was. Thank you, Phoenix, the wheeled warrior. Rock was in there when he Rock was about. Neil, he was there. Thank you, Neil. John Simmons, scale modeler. I think was that it. If I've missed your name, if I've missed you, apologies. Sorry.
We've got to send our love and prayers out to Lord Doolan. He's with his mum at the moment, who's not well, so he'll catch
Lord.
up to the show.
Yeah.
We send our love and prayers
Thoughts
and
and
happy
prayers.
New Year to him.
Thoughts and prayers to Lord Doolin. Classic show, says Neil, and it was amazing, says Phoenix. Oh no. DLB says, oh, we're talking about his fucking chip. Anyway, thank you so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks. We hope you have a great time. Until next time, please take care and goodbye.